On my birthday, my parents turned it into a celebration of their golden son's success. When I confronted them, they destroyed my cake and smeared it on my face, saying, "You're a loser, so you're just jealous of your perfect brother's success." They kicked me out, but I laughed at them because they had no idea about a hidden letter that would change everything. The cake sits untouched before me, its 21 candles flickering, melting into the frosting, forgotten, just like me. The room is alive with applause and cheers, but not for me. Never for me. Make a wish, champion. My father's voice booms with pride as his hand rests firmly on Adrian's shoulder. My brother, the golden child. I stare at my birthday cake, the one my mother shoved to the far end of the table this morning. She'd barely finished setting it down before covering it with congratulatory banners for Adrian's latest achievement, a prestigious corporate internship. My birthday party had morphed into his victory lap. "This is such a proud moment," my mother says, dabbing at the corners of her eyes, smudging her expensive mascara. "We always knew Adrian was destined for greatness." My grip tightens around the fork in my hand, metal biting into my skin. Not a single person in this room even acknowledges what today is. My day, the day I was born. I glance at my cousin Leah across the room, her lips pressed into a thin line, her eyes mirroring the disgust curling in my stomach. Interesting timing for the celebration, I say, the words slipping out before I can stop them. A sharp silence cuts through the laughter. My mother stiffens, her well-rehearsed smile faltering for just a moment. "Jasmine," she says, her voice laced with warning. "Let's not." "Not what, mother?" "Not mention that today is my birthday? Not bring up how you hijacked my celebration for Adrian?" My father's face darkens. "You're being dramatic." I laugh, hollow and bitter. "Of course, I'm always the dramatic one. It's never about me, is it? Not once in 21 years. Adrian shifts uncomfortably, eyes darting around the room as if searching for an escape. "Come on, Jazz, it's not." "Don't jazz me," I snap, standing so abruptly my chair scrapes against the hardwood floor. "You've had everything handed to you, Adrian. Everything. Did you know I got accepted into a top writing program?" "No. Of course not, because when I told you all last week, you were too busy planning this." My father crosses his arms. "That's enough. You're embarrassing yourself." I swallow hard, my throat burning. "No. You're embarrassing." The great Daniel and Victoria Hart, so obsessed with their golden boy, they forgot they even had a daughter. My mother steps closer, her voice dropping to a whisper. "If you can't appreciate what we've done for this family, then maybe." "Maybe what?" I challenge. "Maybe I should leave? Is that what you were going to say?" Silence. Then my father's voice, cold and final. "If that's how you feel, there's the door." The room holds its breath. Leah's eyes plead with me to stay. My grandmother, Eleanor, watches with quiet understanding. Everyone else either looks away or whispers among themselves. I glance one last time at the perfect cake, the perfect decorations, the perfect sun standing in the glow of my stolen celebration. Fine. I grab my purse and turn for the door. "Jasmine." Adrian calls, but I don't stop. The night air greets me with a crisp embrace as I step outside, leaving behind the only home I've ever known. My phone buzzes. A message from my best friend, Nina. "Did you do it? Did you finally stand up to them?" I inhale sharply, my fingers trembling as I type. "It's done. Can I crash at your place?" Her response is immediate, already setting up the spare room. "And Jasmine, I'm proud of you." I take one last look at the house, the pristine windows, the manicured lawn, the picture-perfect lie I was raised in. They wanted me gone? Fine. But they're about to learn that the daughter they cast aside is the one they should have feared the most. Nina's spare room feels like a lifeline in the middle of a storm. 3 days have passed since I walked out of my parents' house, and the silence, the absence of their judgment, their expectations, their suffocating presence should be freeing. But it's not. It's deafening. I sit cross-legged on the small bed, staring at my phone's black screen, counting the notifications that aren't coming. Not from my mother, not from my father, not even from Adrian. Earth to Jasmine. I glance up as Nina leans against the doorframe, holding 2 steaming mugs of coffee. She nods toward the neatly folded blazer on the bed. "Your coffee's getting cold, and your interview outfit is getting wrinkled." I smooth out the fabric with a sigh. "Sorry. Just thinking about." "Don't." She hands me a mug, her expression firm. "That's your 3rd time almost mentioning them today. We're focusing on your future, remember?" The coffee burns my tongue, but I welcome the sting. It's better than the ache in my chest. I check the time, 2 hours until my interview at the Daily Brew. It's not much a barista job, but I need it. I need my own money, my own independence. Before I can say it out loud, my phone buzzes. Gran. I hesitate before answering. "Gran." Her voice is calm but carries an edge of urgency. "Jasmine, are you safe?" I glance around Nina's small but cozy apartment. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm staying with Nina. Good. Listen carefully. A pause. I need you to meet me at Riverside Park tomorrow. The usual bench. 10 a.m. Something tightens in my chest. Why? What's wrong? There are things you need to know. Another pause, then a muffled voice in the background. My mother's. Gran's voice drops lower. Not over the phone. Just be there. The line goes dead. Mina raises an eyebrow. That sounded cryptic. I set my phone down, my hands unsteady. Gran's always been different from the rest of them. She actually sees me. She watches me for a long moment. Are you sure you want to dig into whatever this is? I think of my father's cold dismissal. My mother's forced smile. Adrian's guilty silence. Yes, I say, my voice steadier than I feel. I need to know. Riverside Park is quiet in the morning. The air crisp with a scent of damp grass and blooming flowers. Gran sits on our usual bench, her silver hair glowing in the soft light. Her hands tremble slightly as she grips a thick manila envelope. You look tired, darling, she says as I sit beside her. New job. First week. Everything hurts, I say, forcing a smile. But at least it's mine. Her expression doesn't soften. Instead, she presses the envelope into my hands. There's something you need to see. I peel back the flap, my fingers unsteady. Inside are stacks of old financial records, transfer statements, and a copy of a trust fund agreement with my grandfather's name scrawled at the bottom. My eyes scan the numbers, my stomach twisting. This can't be right. It is, Gran says, her voice sharp with years of contained fury. Before your grandfather passed, he set up equal trust funds for you and Adrian. $200,000 each. Your father was named trustee until you turned 21. My blood turns to ice. I flip through the records, the numbers painting a horrifying picture. My money, my future, was siphoned away little by little over the years. Private school fees, elite sports camps, a luxury car, all for Adrian. My hands shake. They told me they couldn't afford my tuition, that I had to take out loans. Gran's jaw tightens. I try to stop it. When I confronted your father, he threatened to cut me off from the family. My phone buzzes in my lap, making me jump. Sophie. I answer. Sophie. Jasmine. She whispers breathless. You need to get home. Now. What? Why? I was in Dad's study. He found out someone's been snooping. He's burning documents. I shoot to my feet. I'm coming. Gran grabs my arm. Be careful, Jasmine. But, I'm already running. The truth has been buried for years, but not this time. Not anymore. Sophie meets me at the side door, her face pale, her breathing uneven. There in the study, she whispers. Mom's trying to calm him down, but a crash from upstairs makes us both flinch. We slip inside, moving quickly down the hall. The smell of burnt paper lingers in the air. When we reach the study, the door is locked. I pound on it. Open the door. Silence. Then my father's voice, eerily calm. You don't understand what you're meddling in, Jasmine. I understand plenty, I snap. I know about the trust fund. About the money you stole from me. The lock clicks and the door swings open. My father stands in front of his desk, papers scattered around him, a wastebasket smoldering beside him. My mother lingers in the corner, her arms crossed tightly, her expression carefully blank. You were never meant to see those records, my father says. You don't know what kind of pressure we were under. I step forward, my fists clenched. Pressure? You stole $200,000 from me, lied to me for years. Forced me into debt while Adrian got everything handed to him. My father exhales sharply as if annoyed. Your brother was the future of this family. The money was an investment in him. My voice cracks. Never in me. A voice cuts through the tension. What money? We turn. Adrian stands in the doorway, his eyes darting between us, confusion etched across his face. What the hell is she talking about? I laugh, but it's bitter. You really didn't know? The tuition? The sports camps? The car they gifted you? It was all paid for with my trust fund. Adrian pales. No, that's not true. Check the bank records. I throw the papers toward him. He catches one, eyes scanning the numbers, his jaw tightening. My mother speaks up, voice soft, careful. Adrian, sweetheart. He shakes his head. You lied to me. You made me believe she was just bitter. That she was always overreacting. He looks at me. Something breaking in his gaze. I had no idea. Because you never had to look. My throat burns. Because they made sure you never questioned anything. Before anyone can respond, another voice joins the chaos. It wasn't just Jasmine. Gran steps into the room, her presence, like a storm rolling in. She sets a stack of documents on the desk. Your father forged all the trust fund documents. Not just Jasmine's. Carol's kids, Steve's business loans, he stole from the entire family. The room shifts. My father's mask finally cracks. I did what I had to, he hisses. I pull out my phone, the screen glowing. And now, everyone's going to know. He lunges for me. Sirens wail outside. Too late. The invitation sits on Nina's coffee table like a loaded gun. Thick cardstock, gold embossing, perfectly polished, just like the people who sent it. Annual family reunion. Hosted by Adrian Hart. Of course, the perfect son. Hosting the perfect gathering at the lake house. Sophie's voice crackles through the speakerphone. It's the perfect opportunity. Ryan's voice is tense. I don't know about this. You want to make things right? I say. Then this is how we do it. In front of everyone. Gran doesn't hesitate. Your father won't expect it. He still thinks he's in control. I glance at the stack of stolen financial records spread across Nina's table. Every lie, every betrayal, every stolen future. Then let's take that control away. 2 nights before the reunion, Ryan calls. His voice is tight. Someone broke into my apartment. My stomach drops. What? The documents, they're gone. Sophie curses in the background. Gran mutters something under her breath. Do you think? I start. It was them, Ryan says. I know it was. They're trying to erase their tracks, but it's too late. They don't know that Gran made copies. We stick to the plan, I say, gripping my phone. They can't destroy the truth. The lake house looks the same as it always did. Expensive. A fortress built on stolen wealth. Inside, the air is thick with forced laughter, clinking glasses, hollow greetings. My mother glides across the room, like a queen surveying her court. My father shakes hands, making promises he'll never keep. Nothing is wrong. Nothing has ever been wrong. Adrian stands near the grand fireplace, looking uncomfortable in his tailored suit. Our eyes meet. A silent understanding passes between us. He knows the truth now, but does he have the strength to face it? The murmur of conversation dims as my father steps forward, tapping his glass. Family, friends, he begins, smiling as if he hasn't spent years robbing the very people in this room. Tonight is a special night. Not just for a reunion, but for an even greater reason. I already know what he's going to say. As of tonight, I am officially stepping down as CEO, he announces, and I am proud to pass on my legacy to my son, Adrian Hart. Applause erupts. I don't move. Adrian hesitates. I see it. The doubt, the weight of the lies pressing down on him. I grip the edges of my dress, my heart hammering. Not yet. Just a little longer. The moment my father announces Adrian as CEO, my mother appears at my side, her grip firm on my wrist. Come with me, Jasmine, she murmurs, smiling like a perfect hostess. We need to talk. I let her lead me down the hallway, past the laughter and the toasts, into my father's study. The heavy door clicks shut behind us. She turns to me, her expression sharp, all pretense gone. You're making a mistake. I cross my arms. Funny. I was about to say the same to you. She sighs, shaking her head. You never knew when to stop pushing, did you? Always so stubborn. I don't respond. I let the silence stretch, watching her, waiting. She steps toward the desk, picking up a glass of wine. My glass from earlier. She tilts it slightly, letting the light catch the smudged fingerprints along the rim. You know, she says, almost casually, accidents happen at lake houses. People drink too much, slip off the dock, drown in the dark water. Tragic, really. My stomach twists, but I don't let my expression change. She smiles, tilting her head. And with all that alcohol in your system, who would question it? A chill runs down my spine, but I force myself to speak. You wouldn't dare. She leans in. Wouldn't I? Then I see it. A folder on the desk. My name printed neatly on the tab. I grab it before she can stop me and flip it open. My breath catches. It's a life insurance policy in her name, taken out 21 years ago. It expired yesterday. The blood drains from my face. You weren't celebrating Adrian's internship, I whisper. You were celebrating that I lived, that you couldn't cash this in. Her smile falters. Before she can answer, the door swings open. Adrian stands there, his face pale, his eyes burning with realization. Is it true? My mother freezes. Adrian, did you do this? He demands, stepping into the room. Did you steal from Jasmine? Did you steal from everyone? I watch as my mother hesitates. For the first time in my life, she doesn't have a perfect answer. Your father and I. No. His voice is sharp, cutting through her excuses. Tell me the truth. She exhales slowly. We did what was necessary to protect this family. Adrian shakes his head. You mean to protect yourselves? His hand trembles as he pulls out his phone, turning the screen toward us. I found more. More hidden accounts. It's not just Jasmine. You stole from Aunt Carol, Uncle Steve, Thomas's medical fund. You ruined lives. A flicker of panic crosses my mother's face. Adrian, sweetheart, listen. The sound of sirens cuts through the night air. She stiffens. What did you do? Adrian's voice is quiet but firm. I called them. The color drains from her face. I reach into my pocket, pulling out my phone, pressing play on the recording I took moments ago. Accidents happen at lake houses. My mother's own voice fills the room. Her eyes widen in horror. Jasmine. I tuck my phone away. Game over, Mother. The door bursts open. The police have arrived. The handcuffs click into place, cold metal against my father's wrists. He doesn't resist. He doesn't even speak. My mother, on the other hand, fights until the very end. This is a mistake, she shrieks as the officers lead her through the front doors of a lake house. You're ruining this family. Adrian and I watch in silence. No. You ruined this family. Behind us, the great room is filled with stunned relatives. Aunt Carol is crying. Uncle Steve stands frozen, staring at the projected financial records flashing across the wall, proof of every stolen dollar, every lie. Thomas's mother clutches his medical bills to her chest, her hands shaking. They really did it, Sophie murmurs. They stole from everyone. Gran steps forward, her gaze sweeping the room. The truth was always going to come out. Jasmine just made sure it happened tonight. Everyone looks at me. I don't know what to say. For so long, I thought exposing them would feel like victory, like justice, and maybe it is. But as I watch my mother being shoved into the police car, her mask of control finally shattering, I don't feel triumphant. I just feel tired. Adrian exhales sharply beside me. What now? I don't have an answer. Gran does. She takes my hand, squeezing it gently. This was never about revenge, Jasmine. It was about breaking the cycle. Breaking the cycle. The words sit heavy in my chest. My parents built their empire on greed and lies. Adrian and I grew up in the shadow of their corruption. But we don't have to live there anymore. I turn to my brother. The company. The properties. The investments. We rebuild them. He frowns. You want to fix what they created? I shake my head. No. We start over. Honest. Real. We don't just tear down their lies. We build something new. For the first time in his life, Adrian lets me take the lead. For the first time in my life, I feel free. The courthouse halls echo with murmurs, reporters whispering, cameras flashing, but all I hear is the judge's voice delivering the final sentence. My parents sit before me, their designer clothes replaced by prison orange. My father stares straight ahead, expression unreadable. My mother, for the first time in her life, has nothing to say. The court hereby sentences Daniel and Victoria Hart too. I don't need to hear the rest. I already know how this ends. I glance at Adrian. He stands beside me, shoulders squared, jaw tight. We started this together. We finish it together. Outside, the air is crisp, fresh with a scent of spring. Gran is waiting at the steps, Sophia her side. Mina holds up a newspaper, the headline bold and final. Family empire falls, the heirs choose truth over power. Adrian exhales. It's over. I shake my head. No, it's just beginning. We have control now. Of the business, of the family's future, of our future. For the first time, we get to decide what comes next. That evening, I stand at the edge of the lake house property, watching the golden light of sunset reflect against the water. For years, this place was a monument to deception. A house of stolen wealth and buried secrets. But not anymore. Adrian steps beside me. You really think we can change this? I nod. We already have. As the last rays of sunlight fade, I take one last look at the house. Not as a place of pain, but as the start of something new.